Alright.
あの方たちとは同じゲームを遊ぶ中です。時に共謀し、時に裏切り合う。そういう間柄。
They took away the facial reactions.
最後に勝つのは僕たちですが。
And the voice clip. You used to be able to change the facial reactions here. Anyway, we got, like, I hope you guys are, well, I don't even know what to say. I mean, let's just begin.
I shall provide the third attack you need. Let's do this now! I command my third eye to open. Let my chakra flow! Ah! Whoa! What the heck is that stuff? My third eye possesses a rule that allows it to carry destruction to the far reaches of the universe. I'm sure even Mahakala, the void, is not exempt from this.
I'm surprised I remember the voice. Don't you see? You are inside the exception, Brandon. This is all that remains of Mahakala, protector of the memories of those who have lost their physical bodies. That mechanical boy, Bertro, I think his name is. He received one of the memories I relinquished. He wanted this to be his final show of gratitude to you for granting his heart's desire.
It's so beautiful. The sky is sparkling in so many colors. Like someone crumbled a rainbow among the stars. Is that you, Duo? I can't move a single gear.
Wait, what happened to your CMSU?
I gave it to someone. Just a little thank you gift. I thought it might be one of the things he wanted most in this world. It's only natural to want to repay someone for a kind deed, isn't it? He gave me the thing I wanted most of all, so I did the same thing for him.
Bertro. No. Robert.
No, please. Call me Bertro. Because that's who I am. Robert. Bertro. Roberto Bertro. It's time to say goodbye. You are me now. The me who was will simply end. Please, take care of things in my stead. I hope you will do better than I did. don't be ridiculous. I might be your reserve, but I am me. And as for you, over there in the shadows, have you retrieved Shiva's sacred artifact yet? Can you hurry up and show yourself already?
No way. How'd you know I was in there? I made sure to hide my presence and everything. Even my smell should have been completely gone.
I didn't. At least, not until you appeared. But I figured you would be lurking around. After all, that's your role, isn't it? To pop up where death is found?
I decide my fate. No one rules me but me.
If that's what you want to believe, then I suggest you follow me.
And why the heck would I do that?
Because I will tell you everything I know and give you the answers you seek. It's a very generous offer, and I recommend that you accept it. In exchange for my information, you will perform various menial tasks for me. To start with, I want you to transport Bertro to my infirmary.
Him? What's the point? He's dead, isn't he?
Not quite, but he will be soon unless we get him to the life support system I created for this very purpose over the course of several loops. I am a genius, Break. You would do well to remember that. Now, do as I say.
What's happening?
Hey there. What do you think of my life support system? You were more banged up than I imagined you would be. But this should keep you going just a bit longer. How much, though? I'm afraid I can't really say. Yeah, we've never gone to Bunkyo Ward. I don't... Where exactly are we? My safe house. There are virtually no others who know of this place. Do you mean to tell me you escaped from that battlefield carrying me over your shoulder? Me? Carry you? Of course not. You know we're not built for that kind of thing. I had your pal Break bring you here. Of course, with that other wolf as well. Right now, they're on another mission, so it's just the two of us here at the moment. I suggest you take this time to rest and recuperate as much as you can. It won't be an easy recovery, Bertro. So you really did escape with me. Such a possibility was never factored into my calculations. I never expected you to be so nearsighted. Tell me, what is your plan for surviving after making enemies of the whole city? This half-broken body may not catch anyone's eye, but the data stored within it? Everybody's after that. So many memories I've made, loop after loop, looking out over this Tokyo from my seat in the Warmongers. Sooner or later, somebody is going to come looking for it. This safe house won't stay safe for long. You know that, right? God dang it. How did I click off?
scroll that far off? Yes, I know. You're right. They will find us sooner or later. But I should be able to buy us some time at least. You know, I forgot about this bit in the story. I forgot about this. After all, there's a lot going on in this game that's just as crucial to deal with as we are, if not more so. Like the fallout from the Warmongers' ultimate weapon, Shiva dropping out. He's the 4th world representative to exit the race, after Azathoth, Surtur, and Tezcatlipoca. It's reasonable to assume that Curran is on her way to ascertain the present state of affairs as we speak. I expect she'll do a thorough investigation of the battlefield until she's satisfied she knows exactly what transpired. Given the present state of affairs, I can confirm that retrieval of the sacred artifact and residual memories of Devaloka's world representative Shiva has transpired here. Hard to believe world representatives have already dropped out on this loop alone, though. I don't know what voice to give Curran. It's probably going to change the next time you see her. It crashed. Okay, I don't know where I left off when the game, well, when BlueStacks crashed. So, guess I'll just start it from here. It was around here anyway. Given the present state of affairs, I can confirm that the retrieval of the sacred artifact and residual memories of Devaloka's world representative, Shiva, has transpired here. Hard to believe. 4 world representatives have already dropped out of this in this loop alone, though. which these players are leaving the game could tip the precarious balance within Tokyo. If the Warmongers grow any weaker, it could easily destabilize the equilibrium we've worked so hard to maintain. I've been monitoring my rule makers, and they are, of course, not a risk, but the Invaders. They thrive on chaos and turmoil. Their players aren't very likely to pass up an opportunity for a fight. Especially since we prodigies who watch over them are likely to be on board with their schemes. This is all too much. If only I could confirm the situation inside, it might still be possible to take countermeasures. Oh my god, really? Pick up, please? I guess now the question is, does this mean you've been assassinated or assimilated? A double spy? If I know anything about the Guildmaster, the Invaders, and Revolutionary Prodigy behind Plan A, that is, evolution through assimilation. There's another problem too. Plan D Duo has exhibited some uncharacteristically suspicious behavior. When the executor of Plan B Bertro reached the end of his operational life, Plan D was to inherit his spot as Guildmaster of the Warmongers. He was prepared as a reserve Guildmaster. That's Plan D itself. That should be the very reason he was allowed to live after his escape from the lab. But we've heard from unconfirmed sources that after he came in contact with Plan B, the two of them vanished to an undisclosed location. We prodigies have a responsibility to determine the relative merits among our evolutionary theories that we each herald. This does lead to some professional rivalry with one another, so to speak. But that's as far as it goes, generally. If Plan D is to ignore our shared goal of keeping the game underway, however, I, as a game master, may be forced to take drastic action, up to including disposal. No, actually there's something else that takes precedence over that. A job only I can do. Oh, we have new Mononobe sprite though. That being retrieving the memory unit from terminal set exclusively to monitor the game's trophy, the one called Brandon. And just like Bertro, this terminal is someone who's become unable to bear these countless loops any longer, and thus requires replacement. Until someone new can be found, Kern and the other two guildmasters are to share the burden of safekeeping the divided memories. But Bertro decided instead to give those memories to the trophy, of all people, for some utterly incomprehensible reason. Their mere existence, and the implications thereof, are known to almost no one, even among the game masters, which puts dealing with this matter quite firmly on my plate. I feel that this takes priority over the whole mess with the Invaders and Plan D, so I shall deal with it accordingly. Let's go, Transcendental One, to the territory of the Summoners. Where we will contact their Guildmaster, the trophy of this game. Bertro. I'll call you Bertro since you insisted I do so. There's something I'd like to ask you. Why didn't you hold on to it? Excuse me? No, yes, of course. I'm referring to the mechanical box you gave to the trophy. It's a vital tool on the road to omniscience and omnipotence. Key that could even bring this game to its conclusion. And that's why it was split among the three of you, to help maintain equilibrium, no? Curran and the others had anticipated that I'd inherited from you along with the title of Guildmaster and the responsibility of monitoring the Warmongers. Yet that isn't how things played out. Would you care to explain why not? You did mention something about it being your way of showing gratitude to one who showed you what you needed to see. But there must be something else, another reason you couldn't bring yourself to tell me. And I know what it is, naturally. You didn't want to burden me with all that responsibility, did you? You felt that leaving it with me would amount to little more than making me follow in your footsteps. You didn't want to see me meet the same end as you, right? You've always been like that, ever since our days in the lab. Duo, honestly, there's really no need for you to concern yourself with any of that. I won't make the same mistakes you've made. Though I suppose your rash actions are directly responsible for my being able to harbor you here and buy you the time to heal. If my suppositions are correct, Curran should have chosen to prioritize intel control by now and should be on her way to making contact with the summoners. So while she's busy with that, I should have time to deal with another issue. Another prodigy, to be more specific. Duo, don't tell me you're... if I know that revolutionary prodigy, I'm sure he can take a mess like this and somehow turn it on its head. The game in Tokyo is about to undergo a fundamental change, both in its form and function alike. And the ones conducting this symphony are the members of that true guild that rules the southern third of Tokyo. Wild card of the three. Its ranks filled with revolutionaries and radicals. Their name, simple and to the point, Invaders. The true players of this game have always been the representatives of the 23 worlds connected to Tokyo. That aspect of play may be on the verge of a massive change indeed. Oh boy. Alright. I mean, we gotta start our intro chapter somehow, right? Always believed that there is only one thing of value in this world. I've lived my whole life to this point believing in the absolute irreplaceable nature of that thing. I'm not alone in that. Everyone around me has also acknowledged the inherent value of it. But one day, in the blink of an eye, it could easily crumble away like a tower of sand. That which has been built up over time will come crashing down, and there will be nothing left but a cloud of dust. One could find themselves left wondering what it is that they fancied so much in the first place. This is the fate that inevitably befalls all things of value. That value will crash, and all harbored feelings fade. Perhaps you'll grow bored of it, or perhaps a substitute takes its place. Value is derived from scarcity after all. So if a suitable replacement can be found, value is instantly lost. It's like a revolution inherent of all things, predetermined to occur from the very beginning. Was that Masanori speaking? Huh? Am I in a classroom? How? When did I get here? Mr. Mononobe? How? Mr. Mononobe's come back? But why won't you say anything? Wait, I can't see your face anymore. Mr. Mononobe! Mr. Mononobe! It was just a dream. Something about it seemed off, though. At the end, was that? Crap! Look at the time. If I don't hurry, I'm gonna be late. Good morning. Glad to see you're looking chipper today, Brandon. Feels like I haven't seen you for ages. Yeah, me too. I'm really worn down. Even thought of skipping first period. No, that didn't happen. Only because I correctly assumed you'd be thinking that very thing and dragged you here personally. Kingo's exhaustion is not unreasonable. However, I sympathize with him quite deeply myself. Well, I suppose it's hard to argue with that. The battles we've been fighting lately are beyond anything we could have imagined. Kingo, in particular, has been on the front lines for much of the fight. It's only natural he would feel fatigue from it. Well, actually, it probably has more to do with the fact that I stayed up late playing a new game and watching some videos. I sent you the links for everything too, partner. Did you get them? What'd you think? I put the videos on and fell asleep. You know, Kingo, this irresponsible behavior of yours has to stop. Have you even thought about life after graduation? Your attendance is lousy to begin with, and I'll bet you haven't even touched the future career survey they handed out. No, shut up already! Give me a break! I gotta unwind somehow, don't I? At any rate, does it not seem strange that to anyone else that after our last fight, the Warmongers have gone quiet? It is a bit odd. Come to think of it, perhaps they called off their pursuit for now, or maybe taking it below the surface. Either way, neither Shuichi nor the Berserkers are seeing any real signs of activity from them at the moment. Up until days ago, or almost 2 years, when did I last do chapter 12? Let's do chapter 11. Oh, sorry. We'll definitely need to keep an eye on what's happening. And not just in Ikebukuro, but throughout Tokyo. Everyone from Ryota and Toji to our gracious collaborator Ark is doing their part to keep tabs on the situation. We'll have to collaborate and come up with some way of dealing with the three true guilds that lie at the core of this game. The three true guilds, huh? I've got something else on my mind. Yeah, Shiro, that's all definitely important stuff, but you gotta think about Brandon here. There's a whole other reason for him to stick his neck into this mess. From the very beginning, his fight's been a different story, you know? I understand completely. Your top priority now is to find Mr. Mononobe, I presume. After that fight, from what you told me, he had quite a lot to tell you. In this Tokyo, there are 3 child prodigies who once monitored the critical 23 as I monitored you. When the loops had worn me down to the merest shadow, these prodigies took my memories and split them into 3 pieces, one for each to keep. What remained to me should have been snuffed out then and there, but Mahakata protected me. In any case, the me who is talking to you right now is only a third of the man I once was. It's a miracle I'm even able to talk to you like this right now, and one I'm very grateful for. My memories are the most important things that exist in this Tokyo. I don't mean that in a self-important way. I'm only talking about the memories. It's my original who is important, not me. I'm merely the vessel who received a small portion of my original's memories. To put it simply, I am a copy designed to act on that person's behalf in this Tokyo. An exception possessing omnipotence. I'm so bad at that word. Omnipotence and omniscience, the manifestation of all things in this world. An elusive being who looks upon this Tokyo from the distant heavens above. An exception called Solomon. Brandon. That's what he told me. I will get him back. Is there a problem? What's the matter, everyone? As the guild strategist, I think there's something that very much needs to be said here, Brandon. Painful as it is to suggest, I believe it prudent not to fully believe everything Mr. Mononobe told you just yet. If you look at the current situation objectively, Mr. Mononobe is clearly in league with, if not one of, the game's organizers. Yet he's kept that crucial information from us all this time, so that he can monitor you, Brandon. As such, as trustworthy as he may seem, I feel it's highly risky to take his words at face value. We should consider the possibility that reassembling his memories may result in some adverse outcome for us. Shiro. I'm sorry for making you spell that out. No, on the contrary, I'm sorry for having to say it. Truly. But I would be remiss in my duties if I did not. Shiro!
on now. Why you all gotta be making those sour faces? You just gotta take it with a grain of salt. I mean, anytime people start going on about being all-knowing and all-powerful, you can't just nod your head and accept it. Let him cook. Alright. Let him cook. I mean, think about it. If you're all-knowing and all-powerful, that means you know what's gonna happen in the future. So why would somebody who already knows how everything's gonna turn out put so much effort into this stupid game? Not to mention repeating it over and over and over again. It just doesn't make any sense. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Kingo actually makes a very good point here. If you know anything and everything that will ever come to pass, then what purpose could this game possibly serve? Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't you be bored with a game if you already knew every outcome of it? Depends on the game, I guess. You put it down and play something else instead. That's how it's always been for me. You've cut short a lot of replays. For being as much of a dunce as you are, Kingo, you occasionally have some surprisingly wise things to say. Zip it, Book Boy! I'll zip it for you! Oh yeah? You and what army? I guess what comes down to it in the end is we just don't know enough about this game to really say anything for sure. All we know is that it's in our best interest to avoid being too predictable or too impulsive. Honestly, we don't even know the significance, if there is any, of Mr. Mononobe's memories being split into 3 parts. If only there was some precedent we could refer to that might shed some light on. Is something the matter, Moritaka? My apologies. It's just that I thought I sensed my orb faintly shudder for a moment. There seems to be no signs of any reaction or resonance. Perhaps it was just my imagination. Please do excuse me. Okay. If you're sure, to continue what I was saying then, the real fact of the matter is, we have just as much reason to believe Mr. Mononobe as to doubt him. That is to say, none. We simply don't have enough to go on either way, so I see no reason we shouldn't just proceed as we see fit right now. Thank you, Shiro. You're not the only one who cares about Mr. Mononobe, remember? He was a teacher, counselor, and confidant to us all. There's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding this, and I really think it's best we avoid being too predictably brash. That being said, it's not like I don't want us to rescue him. On the contrary, I really want to see him again. Please, that's the spirit. Let's get him back. Please don't use past tense though. He's still our teacher and confidant. What's with the weird look? Well, it sounded like you just said... I don't have the voice for him. I kept saying it. I kept thinking about it, and I don't have one. Good morning, and my most humble apologies for keeping you waiting. To your seats now. Homeroom is about to begin. Good morning, Mr. Sandayu. Who's this? Why do you seem so bewildered, Brandon?
This is none other than our new homeroom teacher, Mr. Sandayu Momochi. Momochi. Huh? When? I do know well that within the flowering river of time, change is a constant from which nothing can escape. Even the most successful, most all-encompassing dynasty will inevitably run its course and another will take its place. And when such a paradigm shift should occur, the word most befitting it is revolution. I might use this as my background. Hold on. A glamorous revolution to provide some small comfort for the world it befalls. Such is the original language and intent.
You're kidding! Completely wiped out! That can't be right! We've ensured our established business plan to be completely infallible!
Oh no, the stock market crashed. I ain't too far from that, actually.
I am completely confident, without a shadow of a doubt, that someone has launched a financial assault against us. But how? How could they create a storm of this magnitude with such expert efficiency?
No one can truly know the future of this world. Not a soul. Save for us. Alright, Fuchsie is a streamer. Oh no. Sorry to have kept you waiting, my pretty. Let's begin now. Let's begin our revolution here and now. Yep, a new teacher. Mr. Sandayu is the best. When I first heard we were getting a new homeroom teacher, I was worried, but it turned out great.
Mr. Sandayu is so kind and gives such great advice. I don't know what we ever did without him. We've had a lot of teachers transferring here lately, but I'm just glad it was him who got picked to lead our class.
The former homeroom teacher? You mean Mr. Mononobe? Come to think of it, I wonder what he's up to now. I hadn't really thought about it since we have a lot of teachers. No sense in devoting too much gray matter stuff like that. Hey, not cool. Did you forget how much Mr. Mononobe cared for us? What's it to you? Somebody irresponsible enough to just peace out on his class is hardly worthy of needing anything. Bruh! Yo, that's rude. I'm sure he just had some extenuating circumstances and took a leave of absence or something. And he should have said something to us about it. We're students after all. He's the rude one here. New teacher my foot. Kyoma is a member of this faculty. I don't care if he's not on the record anymore. It's bad enough that his record's been wiped. If having a replacement is enough for people to forget him, I'm gonna... If no one else cares enough to chase after him, I'll do it by myself! Yes, I do sympathize with that sentiment entirely. Problems that, despite our best efforts, we still don't have the slightest lead on his whereabouts. However, no matter how we feel, we mustn't become absorbed in our search for clues and allow the student's education to suffer because of it. Alright, yeah, you got me on that one, but doesn't this whole situation just piss you right off? Of course it does. To even suggest otherwise is an insult, Mr. Jin. But we must... Now, you dastardly duo. Please, try not to argue like that. It's unbecoming of teachers to fight on school grounds. How? When did you... Damn it! Don't get all buddy-buddy with me! Get your hands off me right this instant, if you know what's good for you! Mr. Jin, Mr. Triton, I want you to know I have only the utmost respect and esteem for you both. And I'm certain you've both done a bang-up job filling in during the previous teacher's absence thus far. His name was... Kyoma Mononobe, I believe. For the two of you to speak so passionately of him, he must surely have been an exceptional man. And of course, I would never deign to declare myself worthy of replacement for someone so admired. My only goal here is to help out however I can. I hope you see me as a suitable substitute, the reliable runner-up. So let us work together for the students of this fine academy. And trust me with their education. I shall not fail you. My water bottle's empty. Hey, Mr. Triton. Maybe this guy's not all that bad, huh? Mr. Jin, you idiot! Don't let yourself get taken in that easily. Hello, Ellie. What's your status? What's your status? What do you mean you're flying solo? Have I not scolded you enough for your lack of cooperation? You really are just that obtuse, aren't you? How do I get through your head that the one you seek is beyond your capacity to take on without some help? Hello? Hey, Ellie, can you hear me? Do you copy? Answer me, Ellie! Curses, did she just hang up on me? Well, you seem to be entertaining yourself quite nicely, Counselor Tanatomo. My humblest apologies, my lord.
Did my voice travel? I beg your pardon for the impropriety. Please, I couldn't care less for such formalities. As long as you're having fun, I see no cause for concern. I can't exactly say I was having fun, my lord. Oh? If I may be so bold, is it really okay to remain on standby right now? If you gave the order, I'd be happy to investigate. I told you, there's no good that can come of that. If things take a turn, all we'd stand to gain is civil unrest. There are people in this Tokyo who specialize in infiltrating organizations and sowing discontent without leaving a trace. And though we may be strong, we are no monolith. Internal strife within the Warmongers is a fate I shudder to even consider. Therefore, we watch and we wait. You should know this, but you seem unconvinced. What's the matter, counselor? Nothing, my lord. Nothing at all. Your reasoning is as sound as ever. Of course, if General Baylor were here, we wouldn't need to be so reserved. In the face of one who indiscriminately slaughters friend and foe alike, the division within the ranks loses all meaning. Whether a soldier should fight proudly or defect, once that eye opens, there's nothing left to them but ash. Of course, these are all just flights of fancy at this point. In particular terms, General Baylor has already bid adieu. I'm well aware that I cannot always count on having the invincible general at my side. It is a bitter pill, but I've taken it. Idealism doesn't win the battle, after all. You must look to the future and conceive the next best course of action. Come, Counselor Tanatomo. There's a meeting to attend. Please, follow me. Yes, my lord. I'm right behind you. I don't want to be too early. I guess I can chill here for a bit. Ta-da! Your adorable familiar, Little Solomon, at your service. No, now's not the time for snappy introductions. What the heck's up with that poser anyway? Little Solomon. I'm talking about that new teacher of yours, Sandayu, was it? Total poser. Why does father have to be treated like a dead man just because that poser's here now anyways? Shall I say? You feel me, master, don't you? You understand where I'm coming from, right? Right? Why aren't you saying anything? Master, hey, master! If we accept him as the new teacher, then father won't have any place to come back to! Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. This is the first time we've spoken face to face like this, isn't it, Brandon? Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Sandayu Momochi, but you can call me Mr. Sandayu. Thanks for taking the time to see me. I have to show respect though, regardless. All right then. You're here for a guidance counseling evaluation, I believe. But there's a problem with that. You only just met me, and I don't know a soul who'd be comfortable spilling their heart out to a total stranger. Well, that's a very good point. Glad you agree. I appreciate youngins who are honest with themselves and honest with us teachers, too. For starters, I think it's important to make sure you understand that I'm not your enemy. To that end, let's say we get to know each other a bit before the main event. As for me, I've actually done this at a number of different academies before coming here to Shinjuku. I've filled the boots of teachers who left their posts for one reason or another many times before, much like I'm doing now. It's pretty much what I do. I serve as an emergency replacement, or substitute, rather, in situations like these. That's why I've been looking into my predecessor's way of doing things. Makes the job go a lot more smoothly. My predecessor, Mr. Mononobe, if I understand correctly, he was your legal guardian here, no? And not just for school matters. Ever since you transferred here, he's had your back on a lot of things, hasn't he? Yeah, he has. Mr. Mononobe's been a rock for me. But why are you asking about that? No particular reason. Just marveling at what all that man was able to accomplish. All while taking on full teaching duties. I've sat down with the journal he left, you see, and done my best to glance over his many entries. I was surprised by how meticulously detailed they are. He really was an extraordinarily dedicated educator. You've really done your homework. Mr. Sandayu, can I really trust you? What a question. Best be careful with that naivete, or some ne'er-do-wells bound to trick you one of these days. I was being serious. Mr. Mononobe wrote about all his students, naturally, but you definitely got the lion's share of the entries. One might be inclined to think that you're a little hellraiser with the amount of ink that man devoted to you. It wasn't all about the things you did on school grounds, no. It seems you run with students from a number of academies. Yeah, I get around. Mr. Mononobe definitely had his hands full with you, I'd say. Wouldn't you agree, Brandon? I absolutely do not agree. Probably. It's fine, it's fine. The best students are overflowing with passion and zeal just like that. So, you're not going to chastise me. So, are we done here? What? Do you want me to be angry? You want me to threaten you with some kind of punishment? Well, tough luck, because I'm not putting any blame on you for anything. You got something to take care of, just do it. I recognize the fact that I'm only here to fill Mr. Mononobe's boots. I'm not going to change his policies willy-nilly. Of course, I can't do everything exactly the same way he did, since I'm not him, but I'll do my best to live up to his legacy. What's the matter, Brandon? Well, you've got the right spirit. Your impression of Mr. Mononobe is a little bit off. A magical game where you fight with strange powers, after which everything goes back to normal when you close the app. Those on the outside don't even know what went on. When it's all over, there are no traces of any damage being done to anyone. Your free to enjoy as much violence as you like, and yet none of the consequences spill over into the real world. Winners rise in rank, friend circles grow. Of course, everyone would get hooked on such a game. Though it might label me unfit as a teacher, I'm not going to scold you. You tried to save me, right? In fact, you did. I may have been killed by those thugs if it weren't for you. I'd like to express my gratitude. Thank you, Brandon. You must be quite strong among app users. So strong that you made those thugs fear for their lives. There's something I must impart to you as a teacher. No, as a person. You may wield immense power in that app. You may even experience moments that allow you to behave like you are better than others. But don't get addicted to that narrow comfort zone. App or not, I've seen many students get carried away like that. The notion of excelling at something can easily lead to thinking that you must act in a certain way. It may make you think that small world encompasses the whole of your identity. It may even make you think the only place you can live your life is inside that small world. You might get fixated on that idea and lose yourself, winding up trapped in that small world. Eventually, you might never be able to leave that place. It was so long ago. I can't picture his face anymore. I'm even forgetting his voice, but even though he didn't exactly stop me, Mr. Mononobe did get mad sometimes. If I were to be granted one final wish, I would ask to see you and your classmates graduate. Nothing would bring me more joy than to see you escape the clutches of this unending cycle and head out into the world to make your mark on it. Let's talk about my future with Sandayu. What to do with my life. I want to know what you're thinking. Interesting indeed. I didn't imagine my predecessor would have taught you about those sorts of things. If that's what you'd like to discuss, though, let's discuss it. I am, as I said before, not your enemy after all. This is harder than I expected. It's so distressing and nerve-wracking not knowing who is or isn't an enemy. Speak of the devil, looks like we acquired a few moles with that new batch of teachers I was part of. I'm quite certain I've seen a number of their faces before in Kabukicho, doing who knows what for who knows who. Anyway, this really isn't the time to be preaching about internal conflicts. Let's get this show on the road. Not much luck today either, it seems. Masanori Daikaku Inomura. I was expecting him to be much easier to track down than this, especially for me. This is ridiculous! Something isn't right. How is it I can't find a single trace of him anywhere? Isn't he a streamer? Shouldn't you be able to find him easily? Why am I putting so much effort into this again? This is so not me. I don't do a lot of field work, and I don't use my head. Still... After all, I have to see this through. But it can wait until tomorrow night, I think. I'm awfully tired right now. Think I'll make my way onto the back of Tsukiyomi's place. And turn in for the day. Ah, crap. It's an incoming call from Suzuka, and I missed so many already. I bet she's really pissed at me for skipping school. Like a lot this past while. Maybe I should just ignore it, but if I do that, she won't shut up about the next time I see her. Ugh. Hello, Suzuka? Ellie! Hello! Thank goodness I finally got through!
What's wrong? You sound pretty stressed out. I'll explain later. Listen, are you in Kabukicho? You need to get out of there, stat! I'm out of options here, and damn it, just don't you do anything brash, understand? Huh? What happened, Suzuka? Hello? Hello? She wouldn't tell me to stand back unless... Hey, aren't those students from our school? They look a little angry. There! It's Ellie, our sworn enemy! Surround her! Don't let her get away! Huh? Alright then. At the Kabukicho Academy, your next target will be Shinjuku Academy, right here. I'm really not your enemy. I will certainly do my part to look out for you, Brandon. But that doesn't mean you aren't liable to become your own undoing. Sure hope that doesn't happen, though. What would you do if you found yourself in a never-ending battle, where no hide nor hair of the enemy could be seen? What then? That's when people find enemies within themselves, and civil unrest begins. Things certainly aren't going to turn out as they always have now, will they, Brandon? It's a hell of a prologue to start on, ain't it? It's a good time to start it now, considering that we have the experience cut, we have stamina cut in half for the time being.